Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing fine. And today I'm gonna continue with reading the next part of the first book of the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. So let's do this. From the gods I received that I had good grandfathers and parents, a good sister, good masters, good domestics, loving kinsmen, almost almost all that I have, and that I never through haste and rashness transgressed against any of them, notwithstanding that my disposition was such as that such a thing, if occasion had been, might very well have been committed by me, but that it was the mercy of the gods to prevent such a conquering of matters and occasions as might make me to incur this blame. That I was not long brought up by the concubine of my father, that I preserved the flower of my youth, that I took not upon me to be a man before my time, but rather put it off longer that I needed, that I lived under the government of my Lord and Father, who would take away from me all pride and vainglory, and reduce me to that conceit and opinion that it was not impossible for a prince to live in a court without a troop of guards and followers, extraordinary apparel, such torches and statues, and other like particulars of state and magnificence, but that a man may reduce and contract himself almost to the state of a private man, and yet for all that not to become the more base and remiss in those public matters and affairs wherein power and authority is requisite. That I have had such a brother who, by his own example, might stir me up to think of myself, and by his respect and love, delight and please me. That I have got ingenious children, and that they were not born not distorted, nor with any other natural deformity, that I was not great proficient in the study of rhetoric and poetry, and of other faculties, which perchance I might have dwelt upon if I had found myself to go in them with success, that I did by times prefer those by whom I was brought up to such places and dignities, which they seemed unto me most to desire, and that I did not put them off with hope and expectation, that, since that they were yet but young, I would do the same hereafter. That I ever knew Apollonius and Rusticus and Maximus, that I have had occasion often and effectually to consider and meditate with myself concerning that life which is according to nature, what the nature and manner of it is, so that as for the gods and such suggestions, helps and inspirations as might be expected from them, nothing did hinder hinder, but that I might have begun long before to live according to nature, or that even now that I was not yet partaker in the present possession of that life, that I myself, in that I did not observe those inward motions and suggestions, yeah, and almost plain and apparent instructions and admonitions of the gods, was the only cause of wit. That my body in such a life have been able to hold out so long that I never had to do with Benedict and Theodorus, yeah, and afterwards, when I fell into some fits of love, I was soon crude. That I have been, having been often displeased with Rusticus, I never did him anything for which afterwards I had occasion to repent. That it being so that my mother was to die young, yet she lived with me all her latter years. That as often as I had to purpose to help and succor any that either were poor or falling into some present necessity, I never was answered by my officers that that there was not ready money enough to do it, and that I myself never had an occasion to require the like succor from any other, that I have such a wife, so obedient, obedient, so loving, so ingenious, that I had choice of fit and able men to whom I might commit the bringing up of my children. That by dreams I have received help. As for other things, so in particular, how I might say to my casting of blood, and cure my dizziness, as that also that happened to thee in Kajeta, as unto Crusus, when he prayed by the seashore, 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 seashore. And when I did first apply myself to philosophy, that I did not fall into the hands of some sophists, or spend my time either in reading the manifold volumes of ordinary philosophers, nor in practicing myself in the solution of arguments and fallacies, nor dwelt upon the studies of the meteors and other natural curiosities. All these things, without the assistance of the gods and fortune, could not have been. Alright, guys, we probably will have some more parts of the first book, so thank you for joining me today and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.